24 months of visitor counts, filled solid under the line. This is the same series you've plotted all course. But shaded like this, it stops being a trend and starts being a volume. The area under the curve reads as total tourism, not just direction. By the end of this lecture, you'll know which of 4 chart types to reach for and why the choice is never arbitrary. Line, bar, scatter, and area can all plot the same 24 visitor counts, but each one answers a different question. A line asks how things change. A bar asks how big is each one. A scatter asks how 2 variables relate. An area asks how much accumulated. Pick the chart for the question you're actually asking, not the one you reached for out of habit. Every chart this lecture draws pulls from this exact table. 24 months, visitors in thousands. Month 1 opens at 15.2, the series climbs to a first-year peak near 69.4 in month 6, dips into month 13 at 32.6, then tops out at 85.2 in month 19. 4 charts, 1 unchanging table underneath. The setup never changes. NumPy for the arrays, Pyplot for the figure, subplots for the axis. What changes is a single method called plot for a line, bar for bars, scatter for points, fill between for area. Everything downstream, labels, titles, color, works identically no matter which of the 4 you pick. The choice of chart, that's 1 line of code. Alpha here controls how much of the fill sits behind the line, turn it down near 0, and the line floats alone, no sense of magnitude beneath it. Push it toward 1, and whoa, the shading nearly blackens, drowning the line itself. Settle near 6/10 and there it is. The line still reads clean on top, and the fill hints at volume without shouting over it. Width near 0 shrinks every bar to a hairline, so thin the eye has to guess where 1 month ends and the next begins. Push width past 1, and neighboring bars collide, fusing into a single smeared block with no gaps left to read. 8/10, though yes, that's it keeps each of the 24 months a distinct rectangle you can compare side by side without them touching. Same 24 months, 2 honest readings. The line draws your eye along the slope up through month 6, down into month 13, up again to the month 19 peak. The bar draws your eye to each month's raw height, easy to rank, but harder to feel the arc between them. Neither is wrong, they just answer different questions about the identical numbers. Plot these 24 months as scatter with X shuffled to a random category order, and watch this, the seasonal arc vanishes completely. The same values now look like scattered noise instead of a rising, dipping trend. Restore chronological order on the X-axis, and the exact same points snap right back into the story. A climb, a dip, a bigger climb. A scatter without a meaningful axis order can hide the very pattern a line would have handed you for free. Swap the geometry, keep the story. A filled area for a report cover, weight behind the trend. A sorted bar for a slide where ranking is the point. A scatter for emphasizing 24 distinct readings. A bare line for the cleanest possible read of direction. Same 24 rows every time, only the chosen shape changes what your reader notices first. Alright, check yourself on this one. You need a slide ranking 5 GDP sectors from largest to smallest, readable in one glance. Which of these 4 chart types actually fits that job? A sorted bar chart. Line and area both imply order and accumulation over a continuum, and an unordered scatter hides rank entirely. Only sorted bars put size front and center. So you now hold the whole chooser. Reach for a line when the question is direction, a bar when it's size, a scatter when it's individual readings or a relationship, and an area when it's accumulated volume. The data underneath never has to change, only the shape you choose to tell it in. Ask what question you're answering first, then let that answer pick the chart.